శరణం. శ్రీమతే రామానుజాయ నమః. सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांतिः. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ओम शांति शांति शांतिः. अखिल भुवन जन्मस्थेम भंगादिलीले विनत विविध भूत व्रात रक्षैक दीक्षे श्रुति शिरसि विदीप्ते ब्रह्मणि श्रीनिवासे भवतु मम परस्मिन् सेमुषी भक्तिरूप. भवतु मम परस्मिन् सेमुषी भक्तिरूप. श्रीमाधवङ्घ्रिजलजद्वय नित्यसेवा प्रेमा विलासय पराङ्कुशपादभक्तम्. कामादिदोषहरमात्मपदाश्रितानाम् रामानुजम् रामानुजम् यतिपतिम् प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना. रामानुजम् यतिपतिम् प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना. ओम अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्रीमते रामानुजाय नमः. श्रीरामचन्द्र परब्रह्मणे नमः. ओम भक्तामृतम् विश्वजनानुमोदनम् सर्वार्थदम् श्रीषठकोपवाङ्मयम् सहस्रशाखोपनिषत्समागमम् नमाम्यहम् नमाम्यहम्. द्राविडवेदसागरम् ॐ नमाम्यहम् द्राविडवेदसागरम्. वृषभेतु विशाखायाम् कुरुकापरिकारिजम् पाण्ड्यदेशे कलेः आदौ शठारिम् सैन्यपम् भजे. ततः कलियुगस्य आदौ वैशाख्याम् विश्वभावनः विष्णुभक्तिः प्रतिष्ठार्थम् सेनेषु अवतरिष्यति. अस्ति पाण्ड्येषु देशेषु काचित् श्रीनगरीतिः ताम्रपर्णी नदी यत्र कृतमालापयस्विनी. नम्माळ्वार् दिव्य तिरुवडिगळे शरणम्. श्रीमते रामानुजाय नमः. जय हो रामानुजा, जय जय रामानुज. नम्माळ्वार् दिव्य तिरुवडिगळे शरणम्. The afternoon session from Chicago welcomes you all, the Sripravachanagoshthi Bhagavatas. Then this month is for Nammalvar because this Tinnakshatram is coming. So this Vaishakha Masam is done for Bhagavad Ramanujacharya's. And Jyeshta Masam we have entered in the lunar calendar. And Jyeshta Masam we have to feel that when the sun enters into the Vrishabha Rasi, it is the Vrishabhetu, this is the Taniya, what we did, and about the Bhagavad Nammalvar's Tirunakshatram is coming. In this particular way, when we have to remember Nammalvar, we remember Kanninu Sidutta Madhurakavi Alvar. We remember the Madhurakavi Alvar who gave us Kanninu Siruttambu. The Kanninu Siruttambu, it is about Krishna who got tied by his mother, Yashoda, and that was how Nammalvar immediately, the moment he heard about this particular incident in the Bhagavata Puranam, in the other place, he was really, he lost his consciousness, I can say. That was the only, he became unconscious. And suddenly he said, how? The Chaturdasa Bhuvana Bhavantaralu, the one which he is the controller of the entire universe, he got tied by a Gopa Vadhu, that is Krishna's mother Yashoda. How he got tied by her? It is because of love, the due, that is the one which one all of us have to have that. Those who have got that because she was all the time running after Krishna, that we see in the Bhagavata Puranam, the Yashoda was running after Krishna to catch him, to catch hold of him. What was in her hand? It was a rope to tie him. We all also should have a rope and we should run. Really? No. What sort of rope that we should have? She had the divine love for Krishna. The divine love, that was the rope in her hand. She had the love for Krishna. If we also have that love for Krishna, that itself become a rope and it makes him, it's tie. We are able to tie Krishna and we are able to make him to sit in front of us, not to move here and there. Krishna, please look into that. Please look and please bless us. This we can also speak to Krishna. That what Nammalvar felt it. That's why he had that immense love for Krishna. How he got this love? This is another thing. Has he made any efforts for this? No. It is all the case, in the Nammalvar's case, it is all Perumal wants. Perumal wanted him to realize him, wanted him to propagate the things. So Perumal has given, that Krishna himself gave all the facilities to Nammalvar. Here we have, when we think about these things, when we always talk about how he had, he could catch hold of Krishna, one must have some. There are many more things which we always say. How, like even when we discuss about the Mukundamala, the Kulasekara Alvar, when he had the wish to visit Ranganatha, and what he did, Gushyate yasya nagare Rangayatra dine dine Tamaham sirasa vande rajanam Kulasekharam. We remember this. This is the one has to have that sort of mind. The Kulasekara Alvar, who are the main person behind the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, the Kulasekara, he was born in Kerala. His devotion to Lord Ranganatha and worship of the Lord became more effulgent because of his total immersion in rendering service to the devotees. This was the particular sloka tells us every time he wanted to go to, but the devotees were coming, so he was in the service of the devotees. Here they say, those who have got the knowledge of self, that is about that Yashoda and Krishna, when we think about Yashoda and Krishna, when we think about Nammalvar and Krishna, one thing comes in our mind. Nyagrodha bije vatavat pranave sabda jalavat siddhe tadiya seshatve sarvardha sambhavantihi. This is the case with Kulasekhara Alvar and also with all the devotees. What does it mean? This particular sloka tells us, when we have the feeling of being a servant in the presence of the devotees of the Lord, then only we would have the realization of the great strength that it can confer by giving the Purusharthas. That is the end objective. That Purusharthas means the end objective which is to be obtained. If one were to weigh in a balance to find out which was more in the case of Kulasekhara Alvar, the love of the Lord, that is with Yashoda, that is with Nammalvar. And after that, the love of the Lord and the devotedness to the devotees, that is also equally important. One should find that his devotedness to the Bhagavatas, this is in the Kulasekhara Alvar's thing. And first and foremost thing is, it starts with the love of Alvar, love of God, that is Krishna. And here we have to remember that. One has to remember that we are all, divine. Is it so? Yes. Each soul is potentially divine. Each individual soul, that we are all the Jivatmas, na? Each individual soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature. By controlling nature. That's what Nammalvar did. Alvars, all the Alvars did this practice. Because the goal is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature. That's why Satakopam. The Satakopa is the word, the Satavayu, we always say that. The one which comes from the Prakriti, that is the materialistic things he did not allow in his mind to give any importance. So like we always say, we are all, each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. We are able to control external somehow. How we can control? By putting AC. If the outside is a very hot temperature in midsummer, we are very, very cool. We are happy. So all the external things we are able, and if it is cold, we always put it heaters immediately. And so is, and for the body, and also for if you feel hungry, you may control because of, some other the means. Some, I can say, usually people say, some protein they take, and protein ever makes you to feel hungry. And so these are the things, external control of this hunger, or even any of these things. But how you are able to control inner, that's very internal control also very important for all of us. That is the Alvars did not only the external control, they did, and also internal control. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy by one or more or all of these, and be free. It is not, I am not saying this word. This is Swami Vivekananda said. This is the quotation of Swami Vivekananda. Each soul is potentially divine. Each goal, the goal is to manifest the divinity within the controlling nature, external and internal. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy by one or more, or all of these, and be free. Here we have to understand this, how, Nammalvar did so much of this, in his life, the Tiruvayamozhi which we were discussing, actually what we are doing actually the Tiruvayamozhi, in this month of Jyeshta Masam, we wanted to do the Tiruvayamozhi. And 108 we have selected, that is Koil Tiruvayamozhi. When it came to my mind, it is not about the Tiruvayamozhi, there is also Tiruvayamozhi Noorthandadi. That is also 108. The 108 verses Noorthandadi, there is also 100, but it comes into 108. Tiruvayamozhi. Now, who wrote this one? The Tiruvayamozhi Noorthandadi is by Manavala Mahamuni. So this is Noorthandadi. We always know that about Ramanj Noorthandadi. Ramanj Noorthandadi by Tiruvarangatha Amudanar. Triranga Amudanar. And this one, Tiruvayamozhi Noorthandadi, we always Allum Bagalum, Munubavippa, Talunguku, these are all the prayers mundu. And then we start with the first one is Uyarve Paranbadiyai Ulladellam Tan Kandu Uyarvedane Konduraitu. This is the start. Here also there is in the 1000 Pasurams of Tiruvayamozhi, this one is actually Noorthandadi means Andadi. The ending word and the beginning word of the next Pasuram, it always follows. So it maintains like a chain. The chain is, that means link. That makes you for the memory. For the memory purpose, this Andadi is the word which we always. And then we have this Tiruvayamozhi as the Koil Tiruvayamozhi, which is, Koil is a word for the Trirangam. Trirangam is the only one. Earlier we used to call it as the temple. But the Koil is a word where God resides. That's why where they recite this one in the Koil, in the temple, that is Koil Tiruvayamozhi. They are of about 108. These 108 are selected from the 1000 Pausurams of our Nammalvar Tiruvayamozhi, those. And those that we are discussing always in the evening session in Telugu language. Those, we have already come to the 4 Tiruvayamozhis we did. Now we have come to the 5th Tiruvayamozhi today. Those are the things. And in the afternoon session, we are not discussing those things. The essence of that, the teachings of Nammalvar, what are the essence of Nammalvar's teachings, that we are discussing in this session. And yesterday we did that. Purnamidam Purnamadaha Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is the Shanti Patham. Shanti Patham is the one which we always recite before we start the Upanishad. But Nammalvar's Tiruvayamozhi itself is also the Veda Upabrahmanam. The Dravida Vedam itself, it is called as the Dravida Veda Sagaram. In this particular Purnamidam Purnamadha, yesterday we already discussed Para, Vyuha, Vibhava, Antaryami and Archarupam. Among these, the best and foremost thing which is available for us and which is easy for us is the Archarupam, Archamurti. This Para, Vyuha, Vibhava, Antaryami also, to understand these 5 forms of the same, in our normal, simple language, if we have to understand, we always see around us, we see that when you look into observe the atmosphere, in your atmosphere there is humidity. Humidity means which has got water in it. There is. So there, if we take an example of a pipasaka, it is equal to like a upasaka. Upasaka means who has got thirst to look into attain God. that is Upasaka, the one who practices yoga and who wanted to reach his life's goal. He is called Upasaka. And what about Pipasaka? Pipasaka is the one who is very much thirsty and he wanted to drink water. There is one to quench his thirst. This we all know that. And these 5 forms, how they are helpful, it is in a small example with the Pipasaka, so that you can understand how Upasaka, which one is convenient and easy for him. So I told you atmosphere, when you look into the atmosphere, there is only humidity. That is like a Paravasudeva. We know everywhere there is water in our atmosphere. Otherwise it cannot be a humidity. But is it that, is the Pipasaka, can he quench his thirst by that? No. He may enjoy, because this humidity and because of the weather is very good, we can say that. But we cannot enjoy the thirst. Then what about the Vyuha Vasudeva? When you come to Vyuha Vasudeva, it is above our head. We always look into the sky. Beautifully we look into the black clouds itself. If the white clouds, no, there is no hope. It won't give water. But black clouds are there on our head. There is Nila Megha Syama, we always say. That black clouds, we all know that. Dhumajyoti Salila Marutam Sannipa Takva Megha. Kalidasa says in his Megha Sandesam. It is a combination of all these. A cloud is a combination of, it contains water, we know that. But does it also, for the Upasaka, or even the Pipasaka? The Pipasaka is the one who wanted to quench his thirst. Can it serve the purpose? No. It is high in the thing, and he has to look into that. Only Chataka birds also wait to get the fresh rainwater. But only by looking at the cloud, nothing happens. The same thing with the Vyuha Vasudeva. Then what about the Vibhava Vasudeva? The third one. Vibhava Vasudeva is the one where all the incarnations like Rama and Krishna. And this Vibhava Vasudeva, it is also for time bound, time limitation. That is like rain. Yes, we do enjoy. We do that Pipasaka and even the Upasaka, both can definitely enjoy, quench their thirst, but for a limited time only. Because when the avataram never remain always. He comes on the earth, down to the earth, and then he finishes the purpose of his, whatever he wanted to establish, the dharma, he finishes, and then he immediately again back to his pavilion. This is the usual dharma, all the avatars, like Rama avataram, like Krishna avataram, even Trivikrama avataram, many more avatarams. In Bhagavata Puranam gives a number of avatarams, incarnations, but only for a limited time, and also we are not sure when they will take our incarnations. We have no. And same thing with, we all know that rainy season, rain will come. But even then, when rain will form, when rain will come, we cannot expect. But when it happens, we have to be ready, and we can store some water also, if necessary. But that will also remain only for everything is time bound. Then after that, Antaryami. The water which is already in the ground, it gets stored, and also Antaryami is the one, Antaha Yamayati iti Antaryami. He is within us, like Angushta Matram. In the same way, the water is there under the ground, and below the earth we have water. When you keep, nowadays with the geological experts also find out in which place water we can find that one. Sometimes it happens and it won't happen also. It is not 100% correct. And they keep on digging. Then they make a borewell and all the things that we always look into that. But even digging also, after that sometimes water may come and water may not come from that place. Same thing with the yogi, we have to the antaryami with all yoga sadhana. Not all are not successful in yoga sadhana. Yoga brashto abhijayate, Krishna tells. Yoga brashta, if they become, they have to take another birth and again they have to continue and all these things. So this antaryami is also not that practical for all of us. But what is the one which is available in these 5 forms? The last and the best one is Archarupam. The Archarupam is the one with all the connections. The same, the one who is in the Paramapadam, in the Archarupam, same thing. The water in the overhead tank, and then they make that one into the tap, and which is just in front of you, even in the kitchen or in any place where you have only you have to turn the tap on and you get the water. And the same thing with Archamurti. Once you are in the Archamurti in front of you and invoke him with all the mantras, and then immediately he is ready to answer all your questions and ready to bless you. These are the 5 forms which we always say. This is what the Isavasya Upanishad, the Shanti Mantram tells. The Archamurupam, Bhagavad Ramanujacharya, even Nammalvar also, just we were discussing about because the Vaishnava Sampradaya has everything is from Nammalvar's Tiruvayamashi. Whatever you find from the Vishishtadvaita Siddhantam, it is Nammalvar's Tiruvayamashi. Not only Vishishtadvaita Siddhantam. Remember yesterday we were discussing about the Tiruvayamashi. It came in my mind. Nammalvar at that time, the situation where those who have accepted Veda as the Pramanam, those who have not accepted Veda as Pramanam, and also there are those who have accepted Srimanarayana as the Paratvam, and those who have not accepted Srimanarayana Paratvam, all sorts of people were there when Bhagavad Ramanujaya came. Even before that, it was prevailing. That's why even today, Trimatacharya, we always call Trimatacharya. That is Dvaita Siddhantam, Advaita Siddhantam, and Vishishta Advaita Siddhantam. That is Dvaita Siddhantam. That we have to understand. Those who know Sanskrit, these are the very small, simple Sanskrit words. It's Sriman Madhvamate Dvaita Siddhantam. Harihi Parataraha Satyam Jagat Tattvato Bhinnaha Jivaganaha Harehi Anucharaha Nichocha Bhavam Gataha Muktihi Naija Sukhanubhutihi Amala Bhaktischa Tat Sadhanam Hrukshaditritayam Pramanam Hyakshaditritayam Pramanam Akhilamnayaika Vedyo Harihi. This Siddhanta Pravartaka was Srimad Ananda Tirtha. This Ananda Tirtha is the name of Madhvacharya. This Siddhantam, this Dvaita Siddhantam was it. They accept that Sri Mahavishnu is the Sarvadhika Paradaivam, and also accept that Samasta Kalyana Gunas are there in him, and there is no Ajnanam and no other doshams in this, and Sarva Uttamatvam. So, and also he is the Sarva Loka Adhishwara, that he is the Parabrahma. And he is the one who does the Srushti, Sthiti, Samhara, Niyamana, Jnana, Apohanam, Bandham, Moksham, and also he is the Sarvajna. And here, this Sarva is the word in Sanskrit, isn't it? That is all, everything, including everything, he is the one. This here, Mahayoga Vritti and Prakriti Pratyaya Vibhagam, and these are all, it indicates us Akhila Amnayaika Vedyo Harihi. Amnaya is the word for the Vedas. So they accept Veda. And now come to the Advaita Siddhanta Prakaranam, that is Advaita Siddhantam, because Nammalvar When in the Tiruvaimashi, all these are dealt with the same spirit, that Sriman Narayana is the Paratattvam. That is there is nobody beyond Sriman Narayana. That is the Paratva, Saulabhya, Gunas are all given. That Paratattvam is the word we can say, Paratva, Saulabhya, Gunas. The Advaita Siddhantam says, Brahmaikam Paramadha Sat Taditara Nyaya Mayatvanrusha. Brahmaivaika Upadi Bimbita Mato Jivesha Bhavam Gatam Bhrantihi Samsrutirasya Tat Prasamanam Muktihi Tadapyatmano Brahmaikyavagamat Shrutisravanajat Ityahu Advaitinaha. The Advaita Siddhantam is the word which is Advaitam. It is not two, it is only one. That is the Advaitam is, it is only one. Here is the Brahma Ekam, Brahma plus Ekam. He says there is only one. There is only one existence, the rest all are only the illusion. These are all, we all know that. Ekam. That means, and also, here, Guna Kriya, not nowhere. He is not a Saguna Brahma. He is only a Nirguna Brahma. All these are given. And this particular one is by Shankara Bhagavat Padulavaru. Shankaracharya, who is the one who propagated this Advaita Siddhantam. And after that, now comes the most, I can say, like positives, comparative, then superlative degree. The highest one, the one is Vishishta Advaita Siddhantam. The Vishishta Advaita Siddhanta Prakaranam, this Siddhanta Pravartaka is Bhagavad Ramanujacharya. Earlier it was Sri Shankaracharya, the Advaitam. And before that, Dvaita Siddhantam was Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya, Shankaracharya, then it comes to the Ramanujacharya. So Bhagavad Ramanujacharya's Siddhantam comes, Sriman Lakshmana Yoginastu Bhuvanam Satyam Tadishaha Sriyaha Kanto Brahma Sa Eva So Akhilatanuhu Bhinna Tataschetanaha Satya Samsrutihi Isha Nigraha Kruta Muktistu Bhaktyadina Tat Praptihi Parame Pade Tad Anubhutyaketi Samchakshate. That Bhuvanam Satyam. This, whatever the entire universe which you see is reality. That is the one, it is real. And also in this, Brahma is not Nirguna, it is Saguna, and with all the attributes, qualities he has, those are the one. And what about the Prakriti? Prakriti is also real. And what about Jivatma? Jivatma is real. All three, Prakriti, Jivatma and Paramatma, all are real. And all these things, the Prakriti and Jivatmas form the body of Paramatma. Sharira, Shariri, Bhavam. That was the Bhagavad Ramaji. That was in yesterday's Nammalvar Tiruvaimashi when we were discussing. Oji Vilkalamellam. That was the fourth one in the Koil Tiruvaimashi when we were discussing. The Sariri Bhavana, that was Bhagavad Ramanujacharya gave, that we discussed. So I remembered, okay, let us now say, at least, if not in detail we discuss in the evening. We just say, the discussions which we are having is the Nammalvar's Vaibhavam comes only with the Upanishads and Veda Sammatam. Now this, yesterday we also discussed, Isavasyam idagum sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjitha magritha kasya svidhanam. This we discussed in the way where we how one has to live life. That is the one Upanishad, this particular Upanishad is so famous, how to lead a life. One has to enjoy, how one can have a permanent enjoyment. It is always, we have temporary enjoyments we all have. The moment, that's why small sloka I remember. Vidya dadati vinayam, vinayadyati patratam. Till here everyone understand. Vidya, that knowledge gives humility, or you can say modesty. One can become a modest behavior, we can understand. He is a knowledgeable person. Vidya dadati vinayam. Vinayadyati patratam. Because of your good behavior, well-behaved person always have a yogyata, deservingness. You can say, yogyati patratam. Patratva dhanamapnoti. The moment you have a deservingness, then immediately the money flows. Money follows you. In the other way, money follows you. You need not run after money. The money comes and run after you to catch you. Want to? Because you are a very well-mannered, having good behavior, where the money comes. But what is then? When money comes, it should be happiness. No, they say, Dhana dharmam tata sukham. One has to understand this. The money brings you, once you get the money, it should be spent in a righteous way. In a righteous way, then only you will have sukham. Dhanat dharmam. Otherwise they would have in the sloka, dhana sukham. No, it did not say dhana sukham. Dhana sukham is a temporary one which never remain, and it brings you all problems to you. But dhanat dharmam tata sukham. Once you have a righteous behavior with the money and righteous way of spending the one, then it is a dharmam, tata sukham. That really gives you a permanent happiness. That is the sole essence of our, this Upanishads always tell, those who have that, ke nanga kastya svidhanam tena tyaktena bhunjitha ma grudha kastya svidhanam. So these are all the things, therefore, since it is untrue and unfit to be, here we have to understand that how one has to live. This is only Ishavasya. Upanishad tells, keep on, be always like a detached attachment. We have always an attachment with family, with friends, with all the, kith and kin, all the way. But that attachment should not be in that way. And so we have to forget about all other things. No, it is only detached attachment. Nira asakti. That asakti, eagerness, or even all those things you should not have. But you do your duty as for parents to respect and do this, as a wife, as a husband, as children, as all that you have different portfolios and different duties and all the things you have. But there is no asakti. Because once the asakti is the word actually, a sort of eagerness and a sort of anxiousness, all these things no need. Because those things actually spoil your mind. That's why Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, so beautifully he tells, Sangat sanjayate sangat. The attachment is the one which is very bad. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. Then when you have attachment, the desire starts. When the desire is not fulfilled, then the anger comes. When the anger is, out of its limit, then it turns into a revenge. Kamat krodhat bhavati sammohaha. Then you get confused with all the things, whether which is right and which is wrong, and your behavior totally changes. That's why sammoha smriti bhramsat buddhinasaha. Then you lose your consciousness, you lose your memory, your downfall starts. So all the things what Bhagavad Gita, from these Upanishads only, from the Upanishads Saram is Bhagavad Gita. So it tells us. So here they say, Tyaktena tyaktena bhunjita ma gridha sukasya svidhanam. Do not be greedy. The gridha, ma gridha kasya svidhanam. Do not be greedy about this thing. What is enough and what gives happiness, that's enough. So, here in the mantra, in the Isavacha Upanishad, the second mantra is Kurvan eveha karmani jijivishet satagum samaha evam tvai nanyate testi na karma lipyate nare. And this mantra states that Mumukshu, the one who wants the liberation, who had followed the threefold renunciation mentioned in the previous mantram, the threefold renunciation, what are the threefold? Phalatyaga, Kartrutya-tyaga, Karma-tyaga. Those are the renunciations of the, I am not the doer, and the result of that one is, I am not expecting any result, I do my duty and I finish. And also, Phalatyagam, Kartrutya-tyagam, Karma-tyagam. I am not the one doing. It is the karma is whatever is given, whatever is destined to get as per the previous birth, previous account. So we are enjoying that. These are Phalatyaga, Kartrutya-tyaga and Karma-tyagam. These are all the things which we have. So after this, should all his life follow the prescribed daily rites, and which are the part of Bhakti Yoga. This is Bhakti Yoga. The first and foremost thing is those who have Bhaktya, that Krishna says, only for those who have devotion. Because Bhaktya Krita, they say. Krishna, how one can get Krishna? Just by Bhakti. That's what Yashoda showed us the path to get Krishna. She ran after him with the rope of a devotion. That devotion is there, so immediately he has come under her control. He has come. So here, Kurvanne veha karmani iha means in this world. Satagum samaha 100 years. Satamanam bhavati satayuhu ayush. Satagam means long life. Have a in this world live long. Karmani kurvan eva. Karmani kurvan eva. And you have to perform your prescribed daily duties. You have to perform and discharge your duties, prescribed duties. Jiji Vishet, one should think of living, one has to live. The Upanishads always say, always, live. Always live long. These are all the things. They never say, no, end up your life. No, it never say. These are all the great things. Tvai, for you, you are seeking the knowledge of the Brahman. Evam, following the prescribed rites is very important. Itaha anyatha nasti na anyateti asti na karma lipyate nare evam tvai na anyathe asti. That means na anyatha na asti. Itaha anyatha nasti. To conduct in any other manner, rejecting these rights, daily duties, there is no way. And it is also inappropriate. Nare, in the human being, you are only born as a human being who has the knowledge of the Brahman. The Nara is a word for the knowledgeable person. Knowledgeable, Nara is a word, knowledge. So, karma nalipyate, following the prescribed rites, it cannot cause any sorrow. Only it causes. Here what it tells, karma nalipyate. Sometimes if you do good actions, it may yield some good results. And if you do bad thing, it may yield some bad results. No. It is the one it gives, you need not to wait for its results. And also results never affect you, and your mind become more strong, and you keep on doing your things. These are all the words which I always say. For the mumukshu, one has to learn these are the things. The jijivishe is the word. One must think of living only. This is what is indicated here in the seeker of liberation. Should live till his bhakti, bhakti yoga is complete. He should not seek, he should not want to, never have any thought to end up his life. This is what the Upanishad tells. But feeling of renunciation is important. Satagum samaha, and here till you have the complete life, that is longevity, 100 years. Shruti speaks, Satamanu Satayuh Purusha Sevendiyai Prati Tishtati. The longevity has been referred to here as 100 years in Nammalvar. But Bhagavad Ramayana 120 years, that we all know. It is more than that, not less than that. That's what's up. So, here one has, some should say that these include the daily and prescribed rituals, which hold the view that this includes also the rites which are to be performed for achieving specific results. According to the Brahma Sutra, aprayanat tat praptibhi drushtam. The worship of Brahman has to be continued all through one's life. The worship of Brahman, that is Parabrahma worshipping, has to be all through one's life. As such, the karma yoga of this worship also has to be performed till takes the last breath. So this how long one has to perform his duties? Till last. This is the word it tells. That is the Brahma Sutras also gives in this. So as such, the karma yoga of this worship also to be performed. Nanyatasteti, the word reiterates. Read that these are not to be given up. A doubt arises whether he will not, derive the fruit of this karma merely became as has not desired. Here he says, na karma lipyate nare, that word. That means, they will not yield such fruits. When your mind is steadfast, you do your duty and you finish. You never expect any good or bad. You never expect for the result. Results are always, every work results gives. But only thing is, our mind never focus on those results. That's why he says, Purusha Adhikarana in the Brahma Sutras also, this is all the time we are referring to Brahma Sutras. Why? Because it is Nammalvar's Tiruvayamuzhi is the Brahma Sutras and the Sri Bhashyam is totally Nammalvar's Tiruvayamuzhi. These are all the points which are discussed in Tiruvayamuzhi. So, this is the relation between the Isavasya Upanishad with Brahma Sutrams. So, Purusha Adhikarana, there are Adhikaranas in Brahma Sutra. There is some discussion basis on this particular one. In the Adhikarana discusses the issues, whether the performance of rites, keeping in mind some specified objectives, should also be done during one's entire life, and whether these should be given a preferential position compared to even Bhakti Yoga. It has been concluded that the rites referred to here are not the rites which are performed with the desired objectives in mind, but are only the daily prescribed rites. That means, here the nishkama karma, we always say that. So, in this particular one, referred to here are not the rites which are performed with the desired objectives, that is sakama karma in mind, but are only the daily prescribed rites. They are all nishkama karma, just they performed. It has been explained in that these rites by themselves will not generate joys or sorrows for the worshipper. It is also given in the 6th Atma Samyama Yogam, 6th Adhyaya in Bhagavad Gita. Kurvannapi nalipyate. Even though he performs, he actually looks like as if he has not done anything. He has done everything, but he looks as if he has not done anything. That means that he keep on performing the duties, but the results, he is not bothered about those things and he is not attached to those results. So it is the one who has not done and who has done with perfectness is also looks same. That was in the chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, this one. So from this mantra and Brahma Sutras, it is clear that performing of rites is essential for a seeker of liberation. Those who want to mukti or moksham, one must perform his duties, rites, we can say. They are opposite to the practices of this thing, the sannyasi, we can say that one. In conclusions of Sri Shankaracharya, that the mantra refers to those who are devoid of the knowledge of the Brahman, and those who are performing rites with specific objectives in mind is opposed to the thread of continuity of the Upanishad. These are all. These discussions are actually for the Nishkama Karma. That means those who have no attachment towards the results. That is what it tells us. Na karma lipyate nare. That is the first, that one indicates that. So, the results never bother, whether it is good or bad, it never bothers, and you become a yogi. You become a yogi by performing the karmas, and also at the same time, for whom you are performing, for what purpose you are performing, that you have to know that knowledge also. It is not that blindly you follow certain things and you do. Why are you doing? We don't know. But every time, the karma with the knowledge-based duty is always yield good results, and that leads us to the liberation. That much it tells. And tomorrow we will look into that Asurya Namate Loka Andhena Tamasa Vrita Tamste Pretya Bhigatyanti Ekechatmahano Jana. That mantra 3 we learn tomorrow. And now we go to there are certain in this particular Vishishtadvaita, Siddhantas and all those things which we discussed about Kulasekhara Alvar's great devotion towards his devotees and all those things. Now we come to the Mukundamala. Here, even before coming to Mukundamala, it came in my mind that Bhagavad Gita Adisha, in Bhagavad Gita, Dva Vimo Purisho Loke Ksharasya Akshara Evacha Kshara Sarvani Bhutani Kutasto Akshara Uchyate Uttama Purishastvanyaha Paramatme Udahrutaha Yo Lokatrayama Visya Bhivatya Vyaya Iswaraha. Why it came in mind? Because yesterday we were discussing about the Nammalvar's Tiruvaymushi, the Pasurams. Patim Vishwasya Atmeswaram Dasabhuta Swatah Sarvehi Atmanaha Paramatmanaha. These are the essence teachings of our Nammalvar's Tiruvaymushi. And also this Jiva, all the time have the discussion between the Jiva and Ishvara. We have a wonderful, a beautiful quote by Parasar Bhattar, I think. Parasar Bhattar gave this sloka describes Tvam me aham me kutastat tadapi kutaha. This is a conversation between Jiva and Ishvara. This Jiva Ishvara Samvadam, we can say. Actually, these are the Tirumangai Ashwars discussed more in Dravida Prabandham in his Pashurams. And these are also which reflect in Nammalvar's Tiruvaimuji, these. The Jiva, that's why he always says, Nenje en manane, that Atma is a word in Sanskrit, is for mind and also for the individual soul. Uddareda atmanatmanam natmanam avasadet atmaiva hi atmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratmanah. This. So here the Jivatma and Paramatma, the discussions are here. Jiva and Ishvara proceed as we are to. Here, Jiva who is in ignorance, enters into an argument with Ishvara, that is Paramatma. Atma with Paramatma. A supreme devotee who has knowledge of the self also enters into an argument with Ishvara. Here they say, the argument has come down from the immemorial, that's what they say. Here, Parasar Bhattar, I remember this sloka. The Parasar Bhattar, the son of, he is the eldest son of Kurat Alwan Mahan Bhava, spontaneous manner when he was before the Archa form of Lord, Archa Rupam, and also when it was Tirumanjanam was going on, when he had taken the ablution of the Tirumanjanam, we call purification ceremony. So Tirumanga Alvar and Alvars and Ishvara, this is indicated in the last Dashaka of Periya Tirumuji. Here also there are the Parasara Bhattar's explanation we just discussed in short only, not in detail. Lord Ranganatha's processional Murti, as is a custom, they always wear suitable clothes and using the holy bath when he was taking the holy bath. Witness day. Because here he says, Tvam me, and immediately he says, Tvam me, the Ranganatha says to the Jivatma, you belong to me. The Jivatma immediately, Aham me, I belong to myself, not to you. This was the very arrogant reply. The Jivatma always with that, you see. Kutas tat, how is it possible? And tadapi kutaha. Okay, when you say I belong to you, how is that possible? The arguments are such a way, we always look into many places, when people have this arrogant nature, they always argue in this way. This is the Jivatma who had that nature, and then Ranganatha wanted to convince. Idam Veda Moola Pramanat, this is in the Veda Moola Pramanat, I have this authority, very authentic things or Vedas. Etatya anadi siddhad anubhava vibhavat. Oh, for me, not belong to you is also a long back it was like this. I am like this only. I never listen to you, I never come, that's why I am here, I am independent. That was the Jivatma feels in this way. Tarihi sakrosha eva. Oh, it is not, it is only you say and we have to, no, that you say then we have to accept, no. You have to show some strong proof. Then he said, Kwa kroshaha. Where are the authentic things you can say? Then he said, Gita adishu mama viditaha. That Ranganatha says, I have already, when I was in the incarnation of Krishna, I showed the way, path, that is in the Bhagavad Gita. Koatra sakshi. So then, you said, but who are the witness? Who is the witness? When any sakshi, that this one should have the witness. Then he said, Sudhi syat, yes, all learned people are there. All learned people who are all observing these Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutras, then what he say? The Jiva, immediately the last word, what he says? Hanta, the loss. Tvat Pakshapati Saha. They are all only Tvat Pakshapati. They are all the one. Pakshapati means actually the word is, they speak only your side. They never speak about the other side of the things. So, Tvat Pakshapati Saha, iti sakala he mrugyam adyam. Sakala he mrugyam arthastavatvam. So this was the ultimate discussion when we were doing. So dvamimo purusho loke. That at that time Ranganatha gives a reference of this. In this world, the sentient beings are of two kinds, Atma and Paramatma. They are also called Kshara and Akshara. Of the above, the Paramatma is the Supreme Being. He is spread all over the universe and is ruling over all Atmas as Ishvara. Not only this, there are many Vedic authoritative statements also there. He says, but they immediately Srimati Raman. Ko atra sakshi, there is further objection by the Jiva. He said, Jiva says that Ishvara is creating and raising and all these things, and his objections only now. He asks that, Lord, whether he had raised his objection before anyone, and if so, whether he has any witnesses. So Jiva asks the Lord to produce such witnesses. Then Ranganatha says, Sudhi Syat. Then Ranganatha replies that it is yes, all the lordship, and I have stated before them on many occasions and all my arguments, and I have expressed my leadership and all things. They accepted, they all agreed with me. Hanta. Sorry. There are no other possibility for the Jiva to escape than by giving some lame excuse. That is, Jiva therefore decided to question impartiality of the witness cited by the Lord. He said, in this way, this is way, so Jiva Atma and Paramatma, their discussion is actually, it came in Parasara Bhatta's mind, and immediately he just beautifully it has given. This we remembered because, in Nammalvar's Tiruvaimuzi discussions, we have these same feelings. He had in his, he says, all the Jivatmas he was addressing to all of us, but none of them were turning to him. Even though Paramatma has got so many good qualities, nobody is able to grasp them. And unnecessarily, they are really suffering all these sufferings of this in this world. So when there is a path, easy path to enjoy the permanent happiness, still nobody is ready to accept. These are the reasons for that. So I discussed. Now coming to the and in this way we have to how Tiruvaimuzi and Tiruvaimuzi is connected with all Upanishads, Vedas, and also our now coming to the Bhakti. The Bhakti movement is only in this particular Mukundamala is just Alvar's Mukundamala. We discuss one sloka, then we conclude the session today. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Karacharana Saroje. Now the sloka is 9. Sloka 9 we are doing in the Mukundamala. Karacharana Saroje Kanti Mannetra Sramamushi Bhujaviti Vyakule Agadhamarghe Hari Sarasi Vigahya Apiyate Jojalagham Bhavamaru Parikhinna Khedamadhyatyajami. And also the 8th one which we discussed, but yesterday we discussed about the Rajahamsa in the Bandham. Chintayami harimeva santatam manda manda hasitananambujam. This is the Lord Krishna. How we can explain this beauty in the Nandagopatanayam paratparam naradadi muni brundavanditam. The moment he asked, Kurasekara asked, let my mind be always tied up with your holy feet, the sacred feet, like a Rajahamsa which is kept in a cage. And then when the cage is actually goes, and then the Rajahamsa is always safe and secure in the cage. So the same thing, when I tie my mind, myself to the holy feet of Sriman Narayana or Sri Krishna, then the last breath, even if I take in the last breath, it always go with your feet only. It always all the time it is in a safe and secure place. It go along with the cage. It need not to come out of the cage, or then the problem. Then it tells. So here, when he was thinking of his mind, concentrating on the Krishna's holy feet, Krishna immediately appeared before him in his mind. Manda manda hasitananambujam. He says that Kulasekara reflects the most fascinating of the magnetic features of Lord Krishna. He is remembering the lotus, resembling a lotus in full bloom, lit with a gentle, sweet, charming smile, Krishna's smile, and this mediation suggests from his devotional fervor based on his total surrender, and with profound faith in him and intense love for Krishna, a gracious refuge and protector. Kulasekara identified Krishna with Paratpara, the supreme phenomenon, the causal force, the commander and the regulator of the universe, and the Lord whom the divine minstrel Narada and other Naradadi Muni Brundavanditam, and all the saintly devotees adore with high respect, with all the salutation. It is therefore, and the spiritual devotee, one has to make their mind dwell upon Krishna, and this exercise is facilitated by his attractive features, winning their attention. That is what he says. His face shines like a lotus in full bloom, and wins immediate attention. His gentle, soft smile irradiates his coral lips and exhilarates his devotion with a shower of ambrosial elixir. These are all his Chintayami harimeva santatam manda manda hasitananam bhujam nandagopatanayam paratparam. Thus does the eliminate evil elements, the obstacles that immediately go away. No obstacles on our way to the devotee from reaching him, and proves himself to be Hari, the destroyer, the supreme who is beyond the reach of even the divinities. He made himself easily accessible to all and sundry. In the incarnation of Krishna is that great, and as the foster son of Nandagopatanayam, and the maidens of Nandabraja surrendered to his charms in love and devotion and attained eternal peace and ineffable bliss. Kulasekara Alvar appreciates the auspicious attributes of Krishna's beauty and amiability, considerateness and compassion, easy accessibility and loving graciousness, and as revealed in this particular Krishna incarnation is such a great incarnation among all other incarnations, and receives to enthrone him on his heart and make his mind and cling to his holy feet, and mediation, and he has to do the meditation without any interruption. He sees no reason to divert this attention from his secret occupation. That's why he says, Naradaji Muni Brunda Vanditam Chintayami Harimeva Santatam. The word is Santatam. Santatam means all the time, always. When you, that is a dhyanam. That is dhyanam means it's like a dhara, bhakti, the devotion. Then is another feeling here in this sloka. Kara charana saroje kanti mannetra mine. A lake, he is feeling a beautiful simile, he says, but it is a Kulasekara, the comparison between Hari and a lake. The lake is deep and filled with cool, and we are in Chicago, we have Michigan Lake. Whenever I go and sit in front of Michigan Lake, this particular sloka come in my mind. What a beautiful simile that Kulasekara Alvar could get that one. The lake is deep and filled with cool, refreshing waters, and lotuses in full bloom adorn the lake, lovely. A fish playfully frisk about its winding billows. Travelers coursing through the deserts get exhausted by the exposure to hot sun. Acute thirst pesters them. When they reach the lake, they immediately take a plunge into its deep, cool waters. With dips in quick succession, they get relief from the oppressive heat that has caused them unendurable exhaustion. Here, the feeling here, they regain their cool and vigor, processed on their journey. These are once you take a deep dip into the lake, and once you come, the saint devotee Kulasekara Alvar, he is a traveler here. He is feeling himself a traveler. Like we are all pantha. That means we are all the travelers. And notices the Hari lake. The graceful effulgence of the Lord constitutes in deep, cool, refreshing waters. His hands and feet and their shining red tinged on, like everything he is now, like Utpreksha Alankaram we say. He is imagining himself in the deep, immersed in the lake of devotion. The lake of devotion and the lake of Hari, he himself. And everything he is seeing, everything, though there are only, we always say there are flowers and all the things in the lake, beautiful lily, lotus flowers. But it looks like as if they are beautiful eyes of Krishna and spraying rays of light, look like sparkling about the waters. His broad shoulders are like playful movements, creates billows disturbing on even the surface. Kulasekara Alvar feels the strain of his journeys. What are these journeys? Through our life. The jiva is all the time taking the body, and also if this body is done, next another body, and that is this continuously. It is all in the jiva atma is in a strain of his journeys through deserts of recurring series of material existence. He has become worn out in facing the challenges of burning troubles, and these are all there. And here, self-inflicted, adhyatmika, adi bhautika, other natural generated, goal generated, we can say, and providence, and ordained, providence ordained, the adi daivika. These lies before adhyatmika, adi bhautika, and adi daivika. These are all the and troubles. These, which cause inflicting griefs. So there lies before him the sparkling Krishna. That is the lake. What is the lake? Hari. Hari Sarasi Vigahya. That is the Hari Sarasi. That is Krishna himself is that in the form of that lake he was feeling, he he hastens towards it, plunges into it, dips his body, and in its cool waters again and again. The insufferable heat that tormented him vanishes, and all the heat got vanishes. He is cleansed of sins and feels fresh. That whoever take in the dip in this particular, this is a devotional feeling. Once those who are immersed in deep devotion, all the alvars, the alvars have the same feeling with they always join with Kulasekhara Alva in this particular feelings. So this bath in Hari Lake is which purifies and it elevates. What is this bath? This is the every day you are having afternoon bath, and also in the evening also you are having the bath. This is like Hari Sarase Vigahya Apiyate Jau Jalaughau Bhavamaru Parikhinna Kheda Madhyatyajami. The material existence, the torment, it is to get relieved of the torments of material existence caused by aberrations of the mind, by the reckless play of senses, and by the insatiable urges of power and everything, that the devotee hankers after a full immersion in the refreshing lake of God experience. This is Hari Sarasi Biga. I mean, Hari Sarasi is the word here. God experience, that through devotional exercises of adoration and glorification and taking the Nama Ucharana. When you keep on uttering the name of Lord, the same Harinama Smarana. Here he takes deep draughts at the fountain of his grace by meditation and surrender, and thus secures rejuvenation of his spirit. There are many examples here. He has ceased to take interest in these trivial baubles, and so in untroubled by grief and sorrows. His sole occupation is pursuit of spiritual illumination. His sole objective is to reach the Charanaravindam, Tatpada Aravinda Yugala Saranamaham Prapadye, where Krishna's holy feet, where peace and bliss, happiness dwell forever. Happiness dwell forever. So these are all the nice. Kulasekhara Alva speaks from personal experience of such a Brahmanandam and commands to human beings, to all of us, and course he has adopted to achieve it. If somebody achieves, if they are really great people always, they never keep with them. If they have a huge wealth, suppose, they immediately want to give and distribute to each and every one. That is the noble personality, they all say. But normal people, I am nijaha paroveti. Oh, this person belongs to me, I should give to him. That person is not the same. He is my friend, he is my foe. All differences come, normal people. But for udara charitanam tu vasudhaiva kutumbakam, those who are noble mind people, they are always, they want to distribute to each and everyone, and they always wish everyone's happiness. This is what Kulasekhara Alvar, he is being the Alvar, that's why he became an Alvar, and the deep devotion immersed person. He wanted to share his experience with all of us. Let all of us enjoy, and let us all be benefited by his experience, by his beautiful experience. There is in English I always remember when they say, others know by others' experience, fools know by their own experience. We do not want to be a fool. We always get the experiences of the Alvars and the great saints and sages. Let us make our life a better life, and let all our griefs come to an end. Let all our sorrows come to an end. And let all of us enjoy the life and welfare. These are all the one. Those who have the deep immersion in this spiritual bath, we can say, but it is the spiritual evolution, the spiritual talks, the spiritual lectures going on, and those who have this gives that aparamita anandam, brahma anandam. That's the one which one has to, there is no limit of the happiness, it continues. That is the greatness of Krishna's love. Now we conclude. Tomorrow we do the 10th sloka. Sarasi janayane sasankhachakre murabhidima viramasvachittarantum sukhataramaparam najatu jane haricharana smarana amrutena tulyam. Kulasekharalvar divya tiruvadikale saranam. Om Nammalvar divya tiruvadikale saranam. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayah. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhaved. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai Srimanarayan. Jai Rama, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama.